appreciate your presence. Dr. Yellow, our Development Director, Melissa LaRobadier, our Associate Development Director, Special Events, and I will be here with you to assist you during today's presentation. Before we get started, I want to review a few housekeeping items and let you know how you can participate in today's session. I've taken a screenshot here to show you an example of the attendee interface. You should see something that looks like this on your own computer desktop in the upper corner. You have joined today's webinar listening through your telephone by default. If you would like to use your computer speaker system, just locate your audio pane and select microphone and speakers. You also have the ability to ask questions using your question pane. Simply type in your question and click send. At the end of the presentation, we will do a Q&A session and take as many questions as we have time for. If we no longer have the time to answer your questions, we will email all of them to our speaker and we will forward you the answers at a later time. Please mute your audio device during the presentation. This webinar will be recorded and archived and can be accessed from our website, www.bergenvolunteers.org. Thank you, and let me give you Lauren. Lauren?
Hi, and good afternoon. Thank you, Deanne. Before we get started, I want to give you a background on the Volunteer Center, who we are and what we do. So here at the Bergen Volunteer Center, we inspire, train, and develop volunteers and leaders who strengthen our community through meaningful service and effective community engagement. We are about to turn 50, and in 2016, the Bergen Volunteer Center will celebrate 50 years of service to our community. Our ability to adapt in an ever-changing economic and social environment has been and will continue to be the key to our enduring success. We look forward to ensuring that nonprofits, corporations, and organizations expand their capacity to provide valuable opportunities for the community to both get involved and give back. For this audience specifically, I would like to add that we'll be accepting applications for our next Bergen Leads cohort, the class of 2017. Bergen Leads is a year-long learning and leadership experience for adults who either live, work, or both in Bergen County. In virtually every sector of the economy, business, nonprofit, government, education, or religious, there's one common worry. Where's the next generation of leaders coming from? Bergen Leads was developed to help people with leadership experience through their job or community involvement, learn about the complex community that is Bergen County, and Bergen Leads will also help you learn about your own leadership style and how to develop and expand your capacity for leadership. It's a really great opportunity to retool your professional self. This experiential, highly interactive curriculum is overseen by a team of community leaders with the input and direction of William Pat Schubert, former Bergen County executive and professor at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Lynn Allgrant, our CEO of the Bergen Volunteer Center, is also responsible for the leadership and trusteeship of the program. So again, I encourage you to look up Bergen Leads, and if you're interested, to please apply. Now on to our speakers for today, Ms. Marla D. Curry. Marla is the CEO of Targeted Advertising Group, TAG, the parent company of TAG on the Web, an e-commerce destination for affordable digital, creative, and media services designed for small businesses. Marla is an expert in brand and strategy. She has held senior roles at New York advertising agencies, including the VP Director of New Business. She's worked in advertising management for clients like Procter & Gamble, AT&T, General Mills, Pfizer, Seagram's, KFC, Target, Pepsi-Cola, HBO, and more. Marla has become interested in new media, first as an online publisher. She committed to assisting small businesses and has parlayed her knowledge of traditional advertising into the online space. She is also a certified search engine marketer. An avid writer, Marla is a published nonfiction author and a frequent writer on topics of small business and marketing. She has articles on a number of how-to marketing topics, and they can be found on TAG's parenting website. She's also a business subject matter expert on knowledge sites like eHow. An academic at heart, Marla has taught college business for 3 years. She has a master's in advertising from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and a BA in English from Spelman College in Atlanta. Marla, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you've got a great program in store, so I will turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. Let me first of all thank the Bergen Volunteer Center for the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon. I also want to acknowledge the Association of National Advertisers and its chairman, Bob Leodice, who was so gracious as to loan me some slides from a recent conference with people considered masters in marketing. And I'd like to share some of their wisdom with you today. And then finally, I'd like to acknowledge Sorian Technologies, which is an enterprise-level web and mobile developer, for their support. Now, one of the things that I want to just clarify that if you thought that this was going to be yet another presentation where a speaker talked about whether Facebook was better than LinkedIn, then you'll probably be disappointed. That social media will definitely be covered, but perhaps not in the way that they are traditionally covered. What I want to do, though, is make sure that there are clear takeaways from this presentation, that I impart some practical advice and some specific best practices for your business in the digital age. I recently did a presentation with this same topic, growing a small business in the digital age, and so I didn't want to approach it from the same way that it was approached there. I wanted to look at it differently, to think about this topic differently. And where I sort of landed was, what separates big business from small business? Well, certainly in my mind, it's a business that is yet to catch on fire. But then I started thinking, what really separates big from small? If you look at the classic 4 Ps of marketing, big business has a product, but so does a small business. They both have to distribute that product. They both are concerned about price and profit. The big business is concerned about promotion. The small business, not so much. One of the first questions at that panel that I was on a couple of weeks ago was about branding. And I want to talk about branding right off the bat because it's a subject often that comes up with small businesses. And so what are the ingredients to branding? Well, you need time, you need money, you need a focused message, and you need to be consistent. Well, with big businesses, they've got the time, they've got the money, they've got the message, they've got the consistency. The small business doesn't have the time, doesn't have the money. They will have a message, though. They will know what they want to say about their product or their company. But because they don't have time or money, they're inconsistent with the delivery of that message. A big company, when it comes to developing that message, they've got the research firms that are out researching it with focus groups and quantitative studies. They can find that message that will resonate and motivate a customer to purchase. And they've got the creative talent. The small business, no money for research. They still got their message, though, and they think it's motivating. But they don't have the creative talent to bring it to life. When we look at media usage among big businesses and small businesses, we're looking at old versus new media. Traditionally, big media has been the province of big advertisers, whether it was television or radio and print. Small businesses have traditionally, perennially been locked out of those mediums because of cost. A cost for a 30-second commercial in the Super Bowl is in the millions of dollars, way out of the wallets of small businesses. When it comes to digital media, the search engines, the social media, content sites, apps, big businesses there again. Small businesses, no, they're not. I had referenced this conference that took place about a month ago where so-called masters of marketing were brought in and they talked about marketing. And I wanted to share some of their knowledge with you. One of the things they talked about was courage. Jonathan Mendenhall from Airbnb said, fear and conservative thinking is what holds back a lot of traditional organizations, puts artificial constraints on innovation. Have a sense of fearlessness. Try and experiment without fear. Your company has nothing to lose. And certainly when it comes to small business, that is definitely true. Robert Lynch, the Chief Marketing Officer at have the courage to make choices. Don't be afraid to upset some people. You can't be worried about the consequences. You have to do what's authentic and best for the consumer. The bottom line that came out of that conference was that marketing can make a world of difference. It makes a world of difference for large businesses. It makes a world of difference for small businesses, and I'll show you how. Now, we all know the recognized players in digital marketing. They're the search engines, of which Google is the primary one. Of course, there's Yahoo and Bing, and then there are the social media, the Facebooks and LinkedIns of the world. Those are the recognized players. We all know their names. We probably engage in activities in the engines and most definitely on social media. To that equation, I've added in the website, because if you're going to be online doing digital marketing, your website has to be ready for a close-up. If your site is over 2 years old, I would advise you to think about redoing your site, to refresh it. Google put out an edict in April that affected a lot of small websites, older websites, that they need to be responsive. And what that means is that your website needs to show well on a smartphone or on a tablet. Older websites weren't designed to display on those devices, and so Google is downgrading any website that doesn't display well on a phone or on a tablet computer. So if your website is older, or you need new functionalities or want new functionalities, think about redoing your site. The digital marketplace is very fragmented. You've got the search engines and you've got social media, but then you've also got these other players. You've got search engine marketing, you've got social media marketing, you've got content sites like NewYorkTimes.com or Essence.com or Time.com, and then you've got mobile. So, bottom line, what is working online? Well, be very direct and to the point. Ads are working. Advertising is what's working online. Search engines and social media are what I would deem marginally effective as digital media. Search engines are a necessary requisite. You have to put yourself in position to be ranked, but it's not an ongoing task. Once you sort of do some upfront stuff, you're in good shape. But one of the things that a lot of sites are not aware of is technical SEO. We hear a lot about marketing SEO, but technical SEO is very important. Technical SEO are the back-end code updates that need to happen periodically to stay in compliance with search engine best practices. And with social media, the impact and ROI of social media is difficult to measure. Social media demands a lot of time to be effective in it. Social media is free, but time is money, and so you have to factor in how much time and money is being put toward a social media effort and what it is you're actually going to get out of it. Now, 80% of small businesses are involved in social media, and so just make sure if you are involved in social media, choose the best platform for you. Facebook is better if you're consumer-facing business. LinkedIn might be better if you are a B2B. And where you can, start your own group. Don't join a group, start a group, because that's how you'll get the most bang for your time on social media. Now, the proven effective digital media are search engine marketing, social media marketing, content sites, and mobile. And these are advertising vehicles. The bottom line is online advertising works. It's extremely effective because digital media is very fragmented, because when you think about it, behind content sites are millions of websites. Behind mobile, there are millions of mobile sites. With social media marketing and search engine marketing, there are millions of opportunities to put your brand in front of potential customers. The reach on these platforms is highly targeted. When I was new in advertising a billion years ago, we used to dream about the day when we would know so much about the consumer. Well, digital media has ushered in that time. So we know so much about consumers that it makes the advertising extremely effective. If you tell me who you're trying to reach, I can put your message right in front of that individual. So much data is collected online that we know what sites you're visiting, what your habits are, what your behaviors are, and so it makes for a highly targeted audience reach. And these mediums are very doable for small budgets. You too can be online advertising. Now, usually when you say the word advertising, small businesses see dollar bills, their eyes go up in their head and they turn off. Well, I'm here to tell you today that there's been a paradigm shift. Digital media has democratized marketing to the benefit of small business. That fragmented media marketplace means low cost and highly targeted audiences. So whether it's the search engines or the social media, they're inexpensive and highly targeted. You can reach your consumer. Digital media then is the great equalizer. Small businesses can be in these digital media just as large businesses are. Digital media has brought branding for all. Big business can have its message strategy, it's the time and the money, but now small business, we too can play in that field. And branding has always been the province of big businesses only. Digital media made that paradigm shift. Small businesses can brand now too. So what separates big business from small business? Visual content. When you look at the use of visual content, whether it's in search engines or search engine marketing ads, social posts for business, social media ads, in a presentation or RFP, on a website when you're refreshing content, or just having a general business library devoted to promoting the business. Big business is there. Small business, this is a huge difference between big and small. Big businesses use visual content. Small businesses do not. You should know 80% of all learning takes place visually. Now, in the School of Advertising, they always talk about learning because they know it takes time to learn a message. At least 3 times for something to be, for a commercial to be seen and heard and remembered, the awareness to take place. So 80% of that learning takes place visually, which is the reason why TV is the dominant medium. But did you also know 80% of internet content is visual? It's not the words. People are looking at pictures. And as a small marketer, that is something that you have to grasp, and you have to embrace how important visual content is to the success of your marketing. But visuals have short lives. Image fatigue is a real phenomenon that has to be dealt with when you're talking about online visual content. But that same hurdle is a great opportunity for marketing, as it demands that there is a frequent influx of new visual content, whether that's on your website, on your social media page. In fact, we actually did a campaign this past August to bring attention to the millions of small business websites out there who have never changed the images on their website. And in point of fact, changing images is the easiest way to do search engine optimization. When you change an image and you use the alt text character to define for the search engine robot what that image is, you get bumped up a little bit. So changing out those images, renaming them, using that attribute, the alt text attribute, is the easiest way to do search engine optimization. So we actually had a campaign in August to encourage website owners to swap out their images. And in fact, we're saying you should, at a minimum, change all the images. You don't even have to change the text. Just change the images on your website at least 4 times a year. But to show you how important changing images is, Google, for its online advertisers, will let an advertiser upload up to 20 different ads for a single campaign. So it shows you how quickly they know an image will fatigue and why you need to constantly refresh your visual content. So the news here is that small business, we've got to embrace visual content the same way that big business does. That's what separates us. We both got the product. We both have to distribute it. We both are worried about profit and return on investment. But when it comes to marketing, what separates big business from small business is visuals. Visual art empowers. Bottom line on it. You need to integrate visuals into your marketing, into your business. So again, let's see what the masters of marketing are saying about creativity. Well, Jeffrey Charney over at Progressive says, it's not about outspending everyone else. It's about out-creating everybody else. Be creative. Creativity is the fulcrum upon which marketing hinges. Marketers don't worry about, they worry, but they're not as concerned about the media spin. They're not as concerned about where the media gets placed, where the creative gets placed in media. They're concerned about that message. And they will go far and wide to hire the most creative people and pay them ridiculous sums of money to come up with a jingle that's memorable, that's going to get someone into the store to buy. Creativity is the highest aspiration of marketing. Lauren Angelo, the director of marketing over at Audi, said, deliver distinguished progressive solutions. Challenge convention. In other words, they're saying, put your creativity out there. Small marketers, put your creativity out there. Embrace visual content. Linda Boff from General Electric said, be creative. Nothing will take the place of great storytelling. Nothing would matter if the material we create wasn't interesting, contagious, and shareable. We're back to our small businessman. What does he do? Well, his visual library is empty. Nothing in it, except for maybe a logo. He's got his logo, but it's a lonely logo because there's nothing there but a logo. When you look at his company's photo library, it's filled with non-business visuals. He got pictures of the baby, his vacation, the pizza he ate last week. Where are the marketing and business visuals? For most small businesses, they don't exist. Where is the business art, small businesses? Where is the marketing art? Why is there no visual content in your RFP? You're wondering why you didn't get the proposal? Perhaps visual content was needed. Where is the visual art professionally done on your social media platform of choice? As I said, 80% of you have company pages. Is the visual art on that company page professionally done, or did you just put something up? Or probably there's nothing there at all. So if you ask me the question, how do you build a small business in the digital age? Integrate visual content into all of your business communications, whether you're doing social media, whether you are doing online ads, whether you are doing an RFP. Integrate visual content. You should have a general business art library that is just sitting there waiting for an opportunity. This is where the on sale now ad is waiting. This is where going out of business hopefully never will be used, but it's waiting there if you need it. This is where 40% off all merchandise in your general business library. So if some opportunity comes along and someone says, oh, you know, we've got a brochure here. I'll give you a free ad. Send me your creative. Can you get it here by 5? You just throw your hands up because you have no business art. That needs to change. You need marketing art. If you've got a new product that you're about to launch, or you've got a new store opening, where's the marketing art to take advantage of that opportunity? To create awareness, to put the word out. You need opportunistic marketing art. And with visual content, again, you can take those first steps toward creating a brand with consistent exposure. Exposing a single strong message over time is how a brand is created. You should utilize online advertising. If you want more guaranteed site traffic, if you want to create brand awareness, if you want leads, and if you want to go to the bank with some money in your hand, online advertising is the way to go. You should be selective and realistic about SEO and social media. As I said, I deem them as sort of marginally effective. You may be getting a lot of traction from your social media efforts. Some people do, but just be realistic. And I would say focus in on just one. And then finally, you need to do periodic technical SEO tune-ups to your website. Now, I want to talk to you about a resource for doing these things, and that resource is Tag on the Web. We created Tag on the Web to help small businesses not only embrace visual content and integrate visual content into their businesses routinely, so you don't have to think about it. So we priced it to be very affordable. And this is essentially self-serve creative and media. It's fast and it's affordable. We have 3 services. The first is Quick Click Creative, 72-hour creative design. This is that custom creative that you can put on your social media pages, drop into a presentation or an RFP, use it for online advertising, use it to promote your business, use it as marketing creative when that marketing opportunity comes along. And you get it in 3 days. We have 16 design canvases starting at $49.95, so they're very inexpensive. And you tell us what to say. You upload your images. You can actually get images free on our site. And in 3 days, we create new creative for you. We also sell fixed-priced online media campaigns. We have 10 campaign levels, national or local exposure, 30 days to 12 months. And then we give you a performance report at the end so you can actually see what it was your campaign did. And they start from a low of $400 a month for a year-long effort and $600 if you wanted to do a 30-day ad blaster. These are professionally managed campaigns, and they are deployed quite quickly to get you up and online. And then finally, we offer that technical optimization, technical SEO for your website to make your website be in compliance with search engine best practices. And that is also a service that many smaller websites need. We go into the back end of your website and we update it and we fix things and make sure that all the links are working, and it's a very useful service. and your site will be technically optimized when we're done. So that is my presentation. I'd like to take questions if I may now.
Thank you so much, Marla. Yeah, do you have any other questions? Thank you. That was a really great presentation. Thank you, Marla.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Mary Connolly said that was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, I have a question here from Mary. What is it? Okay. Doing periodic something.
I'm sorry, what?
What did you say about doing periodic something?
I spoke about doing periodic website tune-ups to your back end. Google is notorious for changing its algorithm. And when they change their algorithm, a lot of websites will lose rank. And so to stay compliant, periodically you need to do a website back-end tune-up. And that's a technical SEO tune-up. It's also known as on-page optimization, as opposed to what most people think of when they think of SEO, which is off-page optimization, or as I like to call it, marketing SEO, to distinguish it from technical.
Can you elaborate on what SEO means, Marla?
Yes. Search engine optimization. SEO is the acronym for search engine optimization. Mm-hmm. And search engine optimization are practices that a website owner must do in order to ensure it can be found by a search engine. And so there are a few things that you need to do. One of them is to make sure that your title page, the title page of the web page, is one that contains keywords. Keywords are another part of search engine optimization, but keywords recently have somewhat fallen out of favor with search engines because there was a lot of fraud around keywords. And so Google doesn't value keywords as much as they used to. So keywords aren't as important as they used to, but the page description is. So your page description, your page title, and the number of, I'm going to call them keywords, the keyword density on a particular page are all important factors of search engine optimization, as well as linking. Linking is a factor that search engines consider when they are ranking sites, and it's a measure of credibility based upon another site linking to you. So those are essentially the main parts of search engine optimization: linking, keywords, and the title tags. And of course, alt text attribute tags for your images.
Great. I have another question, Marla. How effective are videos in marketing your business?
Videos are extremely effective. They are effective because they contain sight, sound, and motion. Now, One thing about videos or sound, period, people don't really like ads that, you know, that look like TV ads. But at the same time, if they're interesting, they'll watch them. So Tag on the web, we do static ads because that's the predominant kind of ad on the internet. But video is extremely important because it allows you to tell a longer story. And again, storytelling should be what you should be trying to do in the digital age. You want to tell a story, tell it in as many places as you can. So don't just say it, make sure you spray it. And that means you've got a piece of it, you should try to milk every last ounce of visibility out of that content by having it as a video, having it as a static piece of content, putting it on PR sites, putting it on your social media sites, putting it on a t-shirt if you can, because content is king on the internet, but visual content is ruling the roost.
All right, thank you. I hope that answers your question, Allison. I have one last question before we end. How feasible is it for a small business to achieve a decent rank in organic search without spending thousands of dollars?
That's a good question. Large companies will have 4 or 5 people doing nothing but social media and search engine work all day, every day, 50 weeks out of a year. And of course, they're paying them. Small business, you don't really have the time to devote to really seeing how effective social media can be for you or search engine optimization can be for you. Now, search engine optimization, again, I said it in the presentation, let me repeat it. It should be a one-time thing. When you create a website, you should put in the keywords, you should make sure that the title and all the correct tags are there, and then it's kind of set it and forget it until Google makes a change and you need to go back and tune up the back end so that you continue to be searchable. So search engine optimization aside, social media takes a lot of time. And I speak to a lot of people, at a lot of conferences. I'm a search engine marketer myself, so I'm sort of the last person to say, social media isn't as effective as most small businesses would like it to be because it's free. We want to think that we just put in enough time and whatever, we can squeeze blood out of this turnip. But the truth of the matter is probably not. But what I hope I've shown you is that there are effective methods where you can get what it is you're looking for and you don't have to pay an arm and a leg. Online media is affordable for most small budgets. And as you are carving out your 2016 marketing plans, which, given that this is mid-November, you should definitely be thinking about 2016 and figuring out what you're going to do from a marketing perspective. And as you are looking at crafting your 2016 annual plan, look at your product and see if anything needs to change about your product. Look at how you're being distributed. Do you need to change anything in your distribution? Look at your pricing. Is your pricing competitive? Is it too high? Is it too low? Are you losing money? Then finally, look at promotion, because the promotional area is where small businesses fall down. The promotion area is what is separating big business from small business. And within the promotion area, what we're finding is that it is visual content that is truly separating the big from the small. So make sure that as you're planning marketing for 2016, you put aside money to build your company's business library. Any more questions?
One last question from John. How do you find out about the technical SEO compliance changes?
Well, I mean, you can do search. If you just go to Google and type in Google algorithm changes, there'll be plenty of articles. Google likes to use animal names for some reason when they come out with these new changes. There's been penguin, there's been panda. I mean, they come out quite frequently, and Google is in the business of search, and so it is in their best interest to elevate search and to keep it pure. So they're in the business of providing the best search results, and so to wean out results that are not the best, they change their algorithm periodically so that they can continue to keep search on a very high platform, and only the best results are being returned to the individual who is searching for whatever it might be they're searching for.
All right. Lauren, Melissa, do you still have anything to say? That's it. Thank you so much again. Thank you, Marla. That was very informative. And thank you again for listening into our webinar today. We hope that you learn a lot from Marla, and we will have another one this coming December and also in January. So watch out for our emails. And have a good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Marla, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.